This is what you call a separation notice from the Department of Labor in the state of Georgia. This is when me and my job separated. It's like the divorce form, son. Welcome to another edition of Entrepreneurship 101. We're teaching like the fundamentals of entrepreneurship. There's a whole bunch of people who have a job and a dream and they're trying to bridge the gap. And I wound up writing a book about it. How I went from the Cheesecake Factory and got that separation notice that we just showed about. So, dreams are built overnight. Go buy the book. I'll put the link here. But let's get started. Dear boss, I quit. There's so many people that want to know how to quit their job. I get the question all the time. When should I quit my job? How do I know I should quit my job? Oh, I'm about to tell you. Just calm down, bro. Cool out. First off, you need to know why you're quitting. Most people say that they want to quit their job because they hate their job. It's an emotional decision. Do not quit your job because you want to follow your passion, you want to follow your dream. Absolutely not. Don't ever quit something because you don't feel like doing it anymore. And most people want to be entrepreneurs because they don't like their job. Or they don't like their job and then they go to another job that they don't like. You really just don't like being an employee. However, you have to get to a point where you start to enjoy life. And if you enjoy life, you'll enjoy your job. For instance, I used to work at the Cheesecake Factory, and the day that I started enjoying life, I started to enjoy every aspect of my life. Just so happens that my job was a part of that life, so I enjoyed it. However, let's give y'all a formula. One, I need you to figure out why you want to quit. If you cannot come up with a reason other than something emotional, like I just feel I'm being called to quit, or I don't really like working for anybody, or I really feel like I should be an entrepreneur, or I want to follow my passion, okay? It's all emotional stuff. The only way I knew I was going to quit my job is because my job started getting in the way of my business. Woo, we about to get to work. So here's a way not to make an emotional decision or to give an emotional answer. From the time that you think you want to quit your job, give it 6 months and then think about it again. Take a cold shower because you're probably frustrated and you just don't want to be at your job at that moment. And in this 6 months, you'll probably be thinking about it and you'll start a little business and you'll work on it and you'll see how hard it is and then you won't want to do that anymore. So give yourself 6 months from this start to even think about it again. So I need you to figure out why you want to quit your job. My reason was I wanted to make $1 million. Why do I want to make $1 million? Because nobody in my family ever made $1 million. And I feel like I got to put my whole family's legacy on my back, son. I wanted to be financially free. Not only for me, but my mom deserves to be financially free. My mom took care of me for 16 years. Housed me, clothed me, fed me. She never asked me for rent. She never asked me for that. So I believe I owe my mom at least 16 years of being rent-free and making sure she never has to worry about a grocery bill. So my goal is to continue to take care of her bills. Mom, I love you. You're dope. That was my why. Secondly, I need you to set a goal. Set a goal. So my original goal was I had these elaborate dreams. I said, you know what? I'm gonna keep my job until I make 3 times the amount of money on my job as I do my business. It wasn't realistic. I was making $500 to $600 a week on my job, and I said, when I start to make $1,800 a month in my business, I'm out, son. It wasn't realistic. So I need you to set a goal, AKA an I'm out number. Set an I'm out number. What is your I'm out number? You know what an I'm out number is? It's like once you start to hit that number in your business, you're like, I'm out. My initial goal was to replace my income. I was making $500 to $600 a week on my job, so my I'm out number was $500 to $600 a week. I was not going to quit my job until I consistently made $500 to $600 per week, but I need you to put a plan together. I need you to put a plan together. So as I write in my book, Dreams Are Built Overnight, I have this plan called $100 off days. And my goal was to make an extra $100 on each off day. So I'm working 5 days a week on my job and 2 days a week on my dream. So I was selling a product. My t-shirts were $25. My goal was to sell at least 4 shirts on each off day. So if I'm off on Tuesday and Thursday, I gotta make $100 on Tuesday and make $100 on Thursday. That was my goal, son. I had goals. I had a plan. That was my plan. And I got this from my boy Mike. Shouts out to Mike that worked at the bar at Cheesecake Factory in Buckhead. You my guy. I stole this from you. I put it in my book. I'm not giving you no royalties on my book though, but I did give you a shout out in the book. However, That was my goal. $100 each off day. Something crazy happened. I started to make $100 on these off days. So I'm working 5 days a week on my job, 2 days a week on my dream. I'm working 5 days a week at the Cheesecake Factory, 2 days a week on my clothing brand. And on those off days, I was making $100 per, it was crazy, $100 per off day. So I'm making an extra $200 per week. Dope thing. I call my manager and says, hey, I can no longer work 5 days a week. I need you to put me on the schedule for no more than 4 days a week. I thought to myself, if I can make $200 on 2 off days, I could probably make $300 on 3 off days. Genius stuff. When I had that 3rd off day, I started to make $100 on that off day. Crazy. So I'm making an extra $300 a week. Call my manager once more, say, hey, bruh, I can no longer work 4 days a week on my job. I can only come in 3 days a week. If you don't mind, only put me on the schedule for 3 days. Because I figured if I can make $200 on 2 off days and $300 on 3 off days, I can make $400 on 4 off days, right? So I actually started to hit the goal. And that was my exit strategy. People think that I just quit my job just on faith. The Lord told me to quit. It didn't work like that. I said a reason why I was gonna work so hard. I set a goal and I'm outnumbered, and I put a plan in place. In this plan, we have to set some daily activity goals, okay? Daily. I would wake up in the morning and I would make sure I posted at least 3 social media posts every single day, promoting the clothes. Like it's daily activities, and not even just on my off days. It got so bad, I put this plan together on my off days, but it started to roll into my regular job, which brings me to my last point. What do you do outside of work? What are you doing outside of work? People like, hey, I want to quit my job. And they say, if I didn't have my job, I'd be able to really work my business. Not true, because you're not working your business now. Yo, y'all gotta understand, it got to a point working at the Cheesecake Factory where I work all day on my job and all night on my dream, all the time. Not just my off days, but every single day. You don't understand. It got to a point where my job started to interfere with my business. You're not at the point where your job is interfering with your business, when it starts to make no sense for you to be there. It started to make no sense for me to be at work. My job was interfering with my dream. So write this down. When your job and your dreams start to overlap and you start to miss money because you're at work consistently, not just, oh, I got a gig, I can't do it, I'm working that day. No. It consistently got in the way. I had to give away my shift. I had to pay people to work for me at the Cheesecake Factory. My grind started to spill over from my off days and when I got off of work into my job. So I'm in the back, texting on the phone. My manager's like, hey, you gotta get off the phone or I'm gonna take it. I put the phone in my apron, go back out, refill all my table drinks, come back, I get a phone call. They're talking about what they need, the orders they have to place. I'm like, yo, hold on 1 second. Put the phone in my apron, go back, check on my tables, bring them their food, come back, get back on the phone, finish my conversation, look out for my manager. People are coming to my job to pick up shirts. I gotta go to the bar, get their drinks, go to the bakery, get the cheesecake. My boys text me like, yo, I'm outside, I need that shirt because I'm working Saturday night, and they try to go out. I go outside, get to my car, get them their shirts, get the money, dap them up. All right, bro, you good? All right, cool, I'll see you tonight. Go back into the job, go check on my tables. My grind was real. My business started to spill outside of my off days, outside of my off hours into my job. And that's when I knew it was time to start thinking about quitting. Because with all that activity, I was getting back to my I'm out number. My job started to interfere with my grind. Once your schedule starts to get so packed that like you're consistently working your business, and I'm not just talking about Instagram. Oh, I can't reply to all my Instagram posts while I'm at work. I'm not talking about that. Like, money-making activities. You have to get your money-making activities up outside of your job, and then your money-making activities going on during your job. And when your jobs start to interfere with those money-making activities, that's when it's time to start thinking about quitting. It is very, very hard to hit a target that you can't see. What's more difficult is hitting a target that ain't there, and you just want to quit, but you got no targets. Start to hit some of your goals. After you quit that job, these days get long. And you think, oh, I'm gonna have all this time to build my business. No, you're not. Your mom gonna have you running errands, you're gonna have to go to the doctor, you're gonna be going to the store, cleaning your house. It's all kind of weird stuff. It's a whole bunch of hours in the day as a full-time entrepreneur. So you need to start to fill up those hours outside of your job before you even start to think about quitting. The whole moral of the story is go to sleepisforsuckers.com and get this shirt. Dear boss, I quit. This is your resignation letter right here. Don't quit your daydream. So many people spend so much time on their day job that they forget about their daydream. They quit on their daydream. I'm trying to get people to quit their day job and live their daydream. I'm out, son.